Well, welcome to Qdabra's webinar. It's been a long time since we've talked with you all. Thank you for your patience. We've been very busy working on this new release of FormsDesigner, which we're going to talk about today. My name is Patrick Halstead, and we have our dev team here today to talk to you about all the great work they've been doing. We're also going to talk about how we've been able to accelerate our development process, and we'll talk about the AI innovations that we've actually uncovered in the last 3 or 4 months here. So the topic for today is really the main 20 minutes or 30 minutes is going to show demos of the new FormsDesigner features.
So we've got a lot of stuff done. The main thing I've been working on is the copy paste features, and this is something I've been wanting myself for a long time. Of course, when you got things in your form, sometimes you want to move them around. You need copy paste. So we've added copy paste for pretty much anything you would want to use. You can see this list on my screen here. Most of the types of inputs, various objects, and container type controls. So we've just got this little test form here, and you can see I can select this whole big section that contains a whole bunch of different controls, text boxes, people pickers. I just press Control C and click a new location, Control V, and there we go. Now we've got a full copy of that section. And at first glance, you might think this is a fairly simple feature, but there are a lot of things we had to take into consideration. You can see this button. It's got a XPath for its labels. It's got an XPath for the condition. And if you paste it into a new location, like this section is bound to the Qdabra rules data source, it's got to update all those XPaths. And of course, FormsViewer is doing all that for us. I changed this to a cross data source reference. Same thing for this. So we figured all that stuff out, got it working. So I think this feature is working quite nicely, and it's gonna be a great boon to using FormsDesigner. Onto some stuff that Hillary added, adding repeating tables to forms. This is another big one. Now this is just up here in our controls section. You can now find a repeating table. So I pick that. And of course, the repeating table is bound to a repeating group. Of course, you can select a main data source group or a secondary one. I'll take this QRules execution history. That brings up the pop-up, which might look familiar if you've added repeating tables in InfoPath. We can just pick the fields I want. We'll go with these 3. Actually, yeah, that's good. Finish, and there we've got our table. And a consideration she's made here is that it takes the data types into account. So if you've got a true/false data type, you'll get a checkbox. If you've got a date picker, a date field, you'll get a date picker, things like that. So that's very nice. Another thing, another feature Hillary added. Now, when you're editing these XPaths, sometimes you want to use functions, of course. And in a lot of cases, it's tricky to get the function quite right. Sometimes there's a namespace involved. Sometimes there's, it's got to be have the right capitalization and spelling and all that. So we wanted to make sure that it's easy as possible to use these functions. So now we've got this insert function pop up, which also might look a bit familiar. So we can use username, of course. So concat. Well, let's use the function picture to add the concat. There we go. Concat, and then we just do hello and username, and we're all set. So that's great. Got a function picker. Another couple of things that Hillary and I have worked on, setting filters on repeating sections. So if you want to filter which rows are actually shown at a given time. There's a way you can just do that in the control settings. Improved XPath handling in the SharePoint mappings. So until now, it was a bit manual trying to use the SharePoint mapping. Sometimes you had to manually fix up some of the XPaths. Now it takes sort of the parent mappings and all the way up grandparent mappings into account, so you get just the right XPath when you pick a field or something. And a redesigned data connection UI, so we've sort of had our UX expert sort of give us some improvements for how to make this look a little nicer. So we've got new UI here. I think that's pretty snazzy. And yeah, that's it for me.
And my screen is also visible, right?
Yes. Thank you.
Great. Hello, everyone. My name is Samir Kimire, and so I'll go to the feature list first. So these are the different features that I've been working on for form designers, and I'll be demoing these three features, the highlighted ones. So let's go to each of these features one by one. The first one is adding the ability to delete rows and columns from layout table. So this is one of the new important features that we have added to our form designer app. So to delete any rows and columns from this layout table, I've added this layout table here. If you click on any cells here, it shows different options. So what we are concerned here is the deleting of rows and columns. So that we can see from here. You can delete either rows or column from this table. So I'll delete rows. And so I selected the first row and deleted the first row. Similar way, I can also delete the column. I'll select this merge cell. And as you can see, the merge column is deleted along with other columns under that column, other cells under that column. So this is how deletion of the layout table, rows and columns in the layout table works. The next feature that I'm going to demo is deleting of the data source, or ability to delete different fields or groups or attributes in the main data source. So these are different data sources that I've added here, and to delete this, I'll have to first select them, and I can delete them with this button. It will show this pop-up warning message, and if we click no, it will just close and the operation will end here like this. But if we click yes, it will just delete that field. I deleted one group, and I'll also test for another field, this text field. As you can see, the field has been deleted. And the next feature is to add pictures, not only from, we do have features to added features to add images from our control section, but this feature is basically add images just by copying with Control C and pasting in our form. So for this, we can copy images from either from web like this, copy image and paste, or we could also copy images from our local system like this and paste it here. So yeah, these are the different features that we've added as a demoable, and these are different
You've
features, other
also
different
showed
features.
how to do page breaks and horizontal lines. Can you quickly demo that as well?
Yeah, of course. So we can also now add page breaks and horizontal lines. So so we have these here. I'll first add page break. So this is a page break. This is selectable and deletable. And we can also add horizontal lines. Yeah, so horizontal line have also been added.
That's great. Hey, so we got a question from
Yeah.
Rob in the audience. Thanks, Rob, for asking. When you delete nodes or groups, will it show you an unbound warning in the view? So
Sorry.
yes, there's a question in the form in the canvas actually on the left. Will it show an unbound, like how InfoPath Designer will show an unbound warning, like as a tooltip, or I think it's like a highlight or something over the control. Do we support that?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. So it just shows this warning message.
Yeah,
And
he's talking about after you delete it, if there was a field that was bound to that field. So like, go ahead and add a field
okay.
that's bound to that control, that field.
Okay, this is a
Yeah, like add a text box or
attachment
whatever.
field. So for this, I'll add a static picture attachment. I'll select include in the form and select this field, and I'll delete this field. Okay.
Right.
So I don't think this feature is added in the form designer set. So this would be a new feature.
Thanks, Rob, for that question. That's great. Yeah, so we need to show that the unbound fields are now no longer bound to a data source item with some kind of a pop-up, a red text or something that shows that they're no longer bound. And that's a great question. Okay,
Some
thanks,
of the new
Samuel.
features we have implemented in FormsDesigner, and today I'm going to demo 4 new features from this list. That includes new set of available fonts and specifying any font size. The next is setting and modifying table borders. The third is merging table cells, and finally we have adding custom XTP. So let's start with our demo. The first demo is new set of available fonts. So previously we had 4 font size, we have increased this to 20. So you can say this new list of font styles, and I'm going to select impact here and type hello world. Now let's select another new style. We have Times New Roman, and we also have a text box here to the next of the font style, where we can specify any font size for the text. So I'm going to type 27 here, and let's type hello world. So as you can see, both the font style and size changed. Now the next feature is setting and modifying table borders. So in FormsDesigner, now we can select the table cells and modify table borders. So to select multiple table cells, I'm going to put the cursor inside this table cell, and when I hit shift and arrow key, the selection starts, so we can move in any direction. We can also select and deselect the cells. So I'm going to select these 4 table cells here, and on the right side we have modify borders button. So if I open this, we'll have a model where we can select different styles for our border. So I'm going to change the color here and the width to 1.5. We also have different buttons over here, and if I select, let's say if I select this button, the border style will be applied to the top is similarly to the right button. And we also have some presets over here. So if I click on this outline preset, it will apply the table border style to the outer edges. And we have inside border as well. We'll have the style on inside borders, on inside edges. And if I click OK here, we have table borders applied to the cell. And if I click save and open in Forms Viewer, okay, so we have new font styles over here, and the table border with different styles. The third feature is in FormsDesigner, now we can merge table cells. So I'm going to merge this the four cells that we just selected earlier. So I'm going to enter some text over here. Let's say this is a demo form, and I'm going to add a section over here. I'm going to say hello world. So I'm going to select these 4 cells, and on the right side we have more cells button. So if I click this, the table cells will get merged, and so it's contained as well. And again, if I save this and let's refresh the viewer, so you can see the table cells got merged and the contents as well. Now the third feature is in FormsDesigner we can add custom XTP. So in this drop down, select XTP drop down, we have a button at the bottom. It says add custom control. So if I click this, we'll have a model here, and if I click here, I'm going to add an XTP called validation XTP. So click on open and click on add XTP button, and it says uploading and applying XTP. So XTP successfully applied. Okay, so this validation basically shows the number of validation errors, error messages that we have added in this fields. So we have name, email address, number and phone number, and each field has some custom validation rules for this field. So to use this XTP, I'm going to add this Q rule here, and we need to change some rules in main, and then actions we have get errors. I'm going to change this temp command to Qdabra rules command. That will help us to run this Qdabra rules command. And similarly, I'm going to change this temp result to Qdabra rule result. That is going to get the result from command. And similarly, let's try for one more. Let's change this to Qdabra rules command, and let's get the error count result from Qdabra rules result. And okay, I think that's it. Now let's save the form. And let's open in Forms viewer. Okay, so we have this validation XTP, and if I click on this get error count, we'll get the error count. It says 5 errors found. So all these fields were required, and we got the validation error. And if I try to see the error message, it says name, please enter a name. And if I type Sweta here and try to get the error message again, we only have validation error for 4 fields. The count changed from 5 to 4. So in this way we can add our custom XTP in FormsDesigner. Thank you.
Well, that was all that she listed for demoing, but she has added a bunch of other things, of course. The ability to align things like sections, left align, center align, adding space above and below. There was sort of an issue with being able to do that. Now that's supported. Setting padding on table cells, background color like I showed, and we're starting to add the rebinding features for this sort of phase of work. We're going to allow rebinding text boxes, and then expand that to other controls as we proceed.
Cool. So I'm going to share my screen here in a second. Any questions so far on what we've got? I know we've had one question already, so we know it's possible. So I'm just going to share my screen here, Jimmy, and we'll see if we can get back to the slide. We have more features coming. In fact, we have 3 more releases to get to feature parity. And 4.5 is coming in a week, actually almost a week from 8 days from now. 2 weeks later, we'll follow up. You can see some of these features we've we've listed here. Basically, what we've been doing is we've been listening to key customers and getting your feedback. We did this in December of last year, and we listed out actually from December and through I think April of this year. And we're trying to finish these features that you've asked for. So we thought we were pretty close to feature complete at the end of last year. We heard your feedback, and we've doubled down on the development. And we've had quite a bit of, I think, acceleration with the AI stuff. So I want to talk a little bit about that. So we've been doing this AI stuff to deliver more value to you now for over 2 years. We started off with Qdoc Chat, which was a tool for. So here we've got the YouTube links on this slide. We'll make this slide available, the slide deck available to you. I don't think we have questions for the survey, so you can just ignore that. But we have your emails from the registration, so we'll send you the slide deck along with the YouTube link, probably sometime later today. So Qdoc Chat was our first AI app. It was built on Qdabra Forms. The benefit of building on Qdabra Forms is it's very easy to deploy. So you can deploy it to a SharePoint site. You can basically have it, pick up a whole bunch of documents. So you basically give it documents for a document library. You give it a document library. It sucks in all those documents, and then it builds this support chatbot that you can then make available to users of that site. And it has a whole bunch of cool features. It allows you to record all of the chats, so you make sure that there isn't any issues. You can review things. We have feedback buttons. We have a test bench that you can use to make sure that the questions are being answered with good accuracy. And you can use your own AI bot. You can specify your own API key. It doesn't have to be OpenAI, but OpenAI is the default. And then there's a kill switch. So if things aren't good, you've got hallucinations, you can just hit a kill switch and back off to an FAQ. The FAQ does require that you have a bunch of query answer sets built into your test bench. So there's a bunch of support here, mainly to enable you as a SharePoint admin to go in and quickly start using AI with your users and get their feedback. And it's just a chatbot for documents. So there's been a lot of talk about PDF chatbots and things like that. This is a much better version of that because of these other features. So that was actually launched last year, and we did several webinars on it. And then we actually did a couple webinars on QForm Chat. So QForm Chat, and by the way, these links here in the slide correspond to places in the video. So if you're interested in these features, you can click on these links in the slide and go to them. And this is, of course, an AI-generated set of value propositions. I used Gemini 2.5 Pro with YouTube to just generate this. And I said, just give me the value prop. So QForm Chat was our first AI tool that we integrated in your forms. So the idea is let's make your forms better with a task pane. We did several webinars on this. Actually, I think the latest webinar is here. We also had this featured in our training in November. I did not include that link. But the idea is semantic validation. So up until now, we've been doing all kinds of validation. We can do regular, expression validation. We can do business logic validations. But the semantic validation was a whole new level because you could attach a document and say, please make sure that this answer, this long paragraph of text matches the document compliance regulations, whatever it is that's listed in this 50-page document, and it will do that. And we demoed this. It also allows you to autofill things based on prompts. You can have your own prompts. You can specify those. And then it gives you this task pane so that the user can ask questions if there's a problem. And it can even fill in the fields if they ask it to. So it's pretty cool, actually. And it comes with the config files. It's very customizable. And then we finished last year with updating our support portal. It actually includes the new Qdoc Chat. But we took it quite a bit further. We allowed for image search and some other things. So that was our third AI release last year. And then now we've been focusing on trying to get these FormsDesigner features done. And so we listened to these key customers. We've we went through all the new agentic AI models, Google 2.5 Pro, OpenAI's O3, and Anthropic's Claude 4.0. We ended up choosing Claude. I can't spell choose correctly here because it integrates with our code base better. So Jimmy is able to develop this incredible prompt architecture with essentially these 4 different huge prompts that explore this problem, plan a course of action, you write the code, and then there's a review process for reviewing the code. And this has reduced our dev time substantially. And Jimmy, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, sure. So Claude Code is it's a very different way of writing code from what we've done up until now. It's basically a conversation. You tell Claude Code what you want to do, and it'll sort of
Do you
write
want
the
to
code
share?
for you. Right.
Do you want to share out and just show real quick an example, maybe? I'm just gonna. I know this is kind of totally off the cuff here, but
Okay. See, I don't have something ready to go, but I can sort of try and launch it while I'm
cool.
While I'm talking. It'll take a couple of minutes.
Oh, okay. Well,
so let's go back to the slides for now.
right, sure. Sorry about that.
So yeah, but basically the way it works is it's sort of a conversation. You tell it what you want it to do, and it'll sort of modify your code, sort of look at it. It'll look at your code, figure out how it works, modify it, and then propose changes. And of course, there's a lot of involvement from us still. So we have to look at what it's doing, keep a close eye on it, and try things out as it goes. But on the whole, it speeds us up a lot because it can just write large amounts of code in a single go. So we've found that has really sped us up a whole lot.
And I think in addition to that, we also discovered that we were spending, I think, close to $2,000, I think, in May, just running this AI to write code, which was actually a huge savings because it was saving you guys so much time. But we found a way to reduce the cost down significantly to like I think $500 or $600 a month with this new Claude Max plan. So that was even cool too. So thanks for figuring that out. So the next thing is I want to just quickly talk about another example of AI. And we've been actually taking teams and generating these transcripts from these meetings. Everyone does this, right? A team's transcription it makes mistakes, but it's pretty good actually. And we've been using it. So here you see team notes from our daily dev sync up meeting on email that was generated. This was generated by Claude, I believe. And you can see here that it's got the action items, it's got the takeaways, it's got new action items, unfinished topics, and then we've actually went beyond this and say, well, please list the gaps and risks. So we've got it trying to tell us what we're missing, and then it's got some off-topic discussions, and then we include the prompt at the end of it. So this prompt is actually quite long. As Nima developed this, Nima is our tester, and he's been doing an awesome job. So it's a very high level prompt, and I actually ran it through, I did it today for yesterday's meeting. I ran it through Gemini, so this was not Claude. Generates the same kind of response. But so we're using AI to help improve our meetings internally as well. And that's been a huge win. We're using it with our customer meetings, along with our internal meetings, and it's giving us this introspection that we couldn't have achieved before. And then finally, before we ask you for your final questions, we've got a new tool that we're working on prototyping, and we're working with our partner DCS Dynamic Plant Systems. And Peter, you're on the call. I just made you an organizer. Do you want to talk about this? We're just kind of giving a little preview. We're gonna be doing a webinar on this probably in a month from now. But this is a tool to automatically speed up the creation of new processes. So the business process is basically comprised of about 12 different things, right? You got your forms, you've got your business logic in the forms, you get validation, you've got things like different views, you get the data source, then you've got your submit logic, you've got workflows, you've got reports, you've got dashboards. I mean, that's the entire end-to-end business process that you have. You know, your full stack of processing that you deal. It's not just the form; it's the form plus the data plus how it's rendered, the logic that's applied to it, where it goes, where it pulls from, what ends up happening to it, who gets notified, and the reports that are generated along the way. And so what? And Pete, sounds like you don't have a mic. That's no problem. I'll talk to this. And so the nice thing about the XSN format, which is the template format for the XML solution format for InfoPath, is that it has almost all of those 12 pieces. If we add DBXL and Central Flows, our workflow engine, then we have a portable package that includes everything in your business process, which is really unique because it allows you then to take a business process and move it from one site to another. And unlike some of these other tools, like think about Power Platform. Power Platform's got Power Apps, Power BI, Power Automate. They're all separate. They can't have an AI that orchestrates all of those pieces, but we can do that. And that's what we're going to demo here next month is this AI that's orchestrating the creation of an end-to-end business process, basically giving you a minimally viable prototype here in as fast as possible. And then you can, of course, use FormsDesigner to edit it. So that's what's coming, and that will include this portability, including DBXL and Central Flows and all the other stuff that we've had over the years. Any questions for us? I want to thank you for being on the call and for your patience in dealing with our bumps here in the webinar road. We hope to be having more webinars soon. We've been very busy focusing on this designer release. That's our number one focus right now, is finishing those final things that customers have asked for. And Rob, if you've got other things that are missing, well, first of all, I'd like you to review our latest release and get updated on that. But definitely do tell us if you've got any prior ones that are out there. I think the hover over the unbound control thing is probably not a huge blocking issue, but we'll look into that as soon as possible. Thanks again for joining, and thanks, Jimmy. And we have a question. We have a comment. Thanks, Rob. Great stuff. Happy to hear help. Yeah, happy to have you here. And once again, I hope everyone has a great day. And we'll send you the link to the slides as well as the webinar here in a few hours. And please do let us know if you have any questions or things you want us to look at. Thanks. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.